This is so important for people to hear, and I just want to reiterate something you said earlier. You said that, at least to your mind, this exposure to excessive amounts of short wavelength light because of LEDs is possibly as serious as asbestos exposure in terms of its detrimental effects to human biology.
Now, I'm not going to say LEDs are shortening lifespan, but I've got a number of colleagues around me who are saying you need to take this one into account.
And you did say earlier that amount of sunlight exposure, which includes balanced wavelengths of short, medium, and long wavelengths, is associated with longer life, less all-cause mortality. But it's really hovering in my mind as so important that I think people need to hear it again, which is, it may not be that short wavelength light is detrimental to mitochondria per se. It's that in the absence of balanced light, you're taking whatever mechanisms that short wavelength light have on mitochondria, and you're tipping the seesaw in that direction. And the other side of the seesaw would be weighted by long wavelength lights. The balance between these wavelengths is really what's key. And LEDs are just shifting the balance very heavily to short wavelengths. So I realize that we're framing long wavelengths as great and short wavelengths as bad. But like so many things in biology, it seems that it may just be the balance that's important, and that long wavelengths can have this kind of protective effect to some extent. But the way I'm thinking about it is that LEDs may be problematic because of just how heavily they weigh one side of the mechanism. Is that?
I think you've got it in one there.
As opposed to being quote unquote toxic, right? But most cultures, most humans evolved in the context of eating some amount of all three of those macronutrients, maybe to varying degrees, different seasons, et cetera. It's the weighting of them that's going to influence biology differently. Seems like the same thing would hold for lights. Under typical lighting conditions with LEDs. So if I go buy an LED light bulb, and it doesn't say sunlight mimicking or full spectrum, how little long wavelength light is there in that bulb compared to sunlight, and how much short wavelength light is there compared to sunlight? But in terms of the distribution of wavelengths, what sort of situation are we creating with those bulbs?